and very pleased to say Sir Richard Branson joins us on the programme. Richard, lovely to have you, and thank you so much for being with us. Just tell us a little bit, if you can, about this docu-series, Branson, because I think it is fair to say that over the course of your life, which has been an incredible life, there have been some controversies, and this does not shy away from looking at them.
No, it's a warts and all documentary. It was an independent film producer, Chris Smith. I think he's got a fair balance, but let your viewers decide that on Sunday. Yeah, I've had a full life. It's been, I've been lucky enough to be alive today. I think there were, in my latest book, Finding My Virginity, I talk about the 67 different ways I've come close to killing myself. And this documentary, I think, sums up quite a few of them. And hopefully we'll have people on the edge of their seats.
Back in those early days of Virgin Music, I mean, did you ever conceive of living on your own private island in the middle of the British Virgin Islands, getting into space, traversing the Atlantic in the balloon? I mean, did all of these things, were all of these ideas bubbling at the back of your head already, or has it been a bit of a roller coaster for you as much as for the rest of us?
It's been a complete roller coaster, but I always dreamt big. I mean, we started with £200 from a necklace that my mum found in the street and handed into the police station, and nobody claimed it. So everything stemmed from that £200, and the island. We managed to buy when I was in my 20s for very, very, very small sum of money, and then I dreamt one day being able to live on it with it's just somewhere very, very special. But I pinch myself every day I wake up, because the idea of building our own spaceship and going to space in it was certainly something that when I was a teenager I might have dreamt about, but never thought the realization would come true.
Can you talk to me about that moment when you're floating in not quite zero gravity, but as close to as damn it, looking out of the window? I mean, I've seen the footage, and it just reminded me again there that every time I have seen anyone, be it with your project or with others, every single person has this kind of look of awe, of wonder, and just genuine joy at the sight of the earth below them. Was that like that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was zero gravity, because when the rocket stops and there's this incredible silence, and you just unbuckle and you literally just float out of your seat and then look back through these giant windows at the earth. It's just awe-inspiring, and to be doing it with a group of other young engineers was definitely the most incredible moment of my life. So now it's my job to try to build a lot more spaceships, so more and more people who are watching this program will be in time able to do the same thing and become astronauts and go to space and be able to wonder at this extraordinary Earth that we live on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just looking at the picture again, it's absolutely incredible. If you find yourself with any spare places, do feel free to give me a shout. But I suspect, as a businessman like yourself, and it's a story that we've heard from other prominent rich individuals, for every success like that, there must have been 5, 6, 7 failures. I mean, looking back over the course of your career, what was the biggest disappointment for you?
Well, I think the documentary that goes out on Sunday, actually, I think it's either that one or the following week. Obviously, it has the tears as well as the joy. So, we lost one of the spaceships on a test run early on, and that was a ghastly moment. There have been moments like that throughout my life when we pushed the limits and things have not worked out. And I mean, in my balloon trips, you know, I ended up, I think, in the sea on about 5 different occasions, so. But by no means was everything just smooth sailing from the age of 15 to the age of 72. We've had lots of ups and downs, but hopefully they've made us stronger for it.
Are your ballooning days over?
I think my ballooning days are done. You know, we got the record for the first to cross the Atlantic and the Pacific. We went almost around the world. But we were so extraordinarily lucky to be able to come home to our children and grandchildren that I think maybe I'll hang my ballooning hat up for the time being anyway.
If I was to say to people ahead of this programme that I was going to be talking to a billionaire businessman and entrepreneur with investments in the space industry, you know, if your name was not the one that was mentioned, Elon Musk's probably would be. I just wonder, as someone who has worked in the same areas as him, who is in the same kind of category in terms of cash. I mean, you guys aren't all in some kind of WhatsApp group, a billionaires kind of WhatsApp group comparing notes. I just wonder what you might think of what's been going on at Twitter of late.
So we're friends, and you know, he was good enough to, you know, come and see me off for my space flight. Mm-hmm. He's bought a ticket on Virgin Galactic, and you know, we communicate when he has his downs and his ups, and I sometimes write him a note saying that, you know, as a slightly older person, I would advise this or I would advise that. I mean, obviously with Twitter, he's having a torrid time, I would say, and yeah, I wish him and the team there well, because, you know, Twitter's an important part of the world, and it's one he's just got to get right, but it's certainly not it's not looking easy.
No, it's not. Well, we wish you well with the documentary, Branson. Sir Richard Branson, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for getting up quite so early for us as well. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.